Okay, optional question. You're asked to solve this equation for some real number x. My recommendation is to clear the fraction first. All right, looking at it, it's 3 to the x over 5 to the x minus 1 is equal to 2 to the 1 minus x. So multiply both sides by the LCD, which is 5 to the x minus 1. What do you get there? You get 3 to the x, then you would get 2 to the 1 minus x times 5 to the x minus 1. All right, then the next thing I'd recommend to do is looking at it, I notice the exponents here, they're certainly related. So I just want to rewrite it. And the way I'd rewrite this is I would write this as, let's write this down, 3 to the x. I'd write it as 2. I'd factor a minus 1 out. And then what I'd get x minus 1 now, all right? And then I get 5 to the x minus 1. And I kind of recognize this over here. Let's write that down. That would be 1/2 raised to the power x minus 1 times 5 to the x minus 1. Well, right now I'm ready to bring these two together. Again, just using simple rules of exponents. What do you get? Well, you get 3 to the x, and then you get 1/2 times 5 to the x minus 1, which is 3 to the x. Well, what do you get there? You get 5/2 to the x minus 1. I'd continue to simplify if I could, and I can. I'd get 5/2 to the x times 5/2 to the minus 1. And what do I get there? 3 to the x, 5/2, and 2/5, I'm sorry, 5/2 to the minus 1 is just, because x is going to be 2/5. All right? Let me show you where that milestone is, right over here. What do we get? 3 to the x equals, 5/2 to the x times 2/5. All right, so the next thing I'd probably do is get the x on one side. All right, it's on two different sides now. And the way I would do that is divide both sides by 5/2 to the x power. And write that down for you. So you get 3 to the x. I'm dividing both sides by this. And dividing is the same thing as writing this down over here. What's nice about this, these things cancel off. And what do you get? 3 to the x. And then I'm looking at that, and I realize I can write it as a multiplication problem. It's the division by the reciprocal. So 2/5 to the x is equal to 2/5. Okay, I can bring that together now too. And what are you going to get? Well, it's going to be 3 times 2/5 to the x is equal to 2/5. Let's keep going. What do you get over here? You get 6/5 to the x power equals 2/5. Let me show you that's written. It's a milestone. I get that right over here. Now, it's certainly looking obvious what to do now. And what's obvious about that? You take the natural log of both sides. And what would you get? X natural log of 6/5 equals the natural log of 2/5. And then divide both sides with the coefficient of x, and you get x equals the natural log of 2/5 divided by the natural log of 6/5. If you use the calculator to approximate that, that's fine, to get a feel for it. It's approximately the number -5, all right? So looking over here, let me point it out. Using logarithms, I got what I said I was going to get, and it's approximately equal to -5. There's also a graph here, and I want to go through the graph with you. And the graph is figure 100, page 262. All right, I'm seeing what I want to see, which is a point of intersection, and the point of intersection is right over here. And let's talk about what I'm witnessing over here. I'm seeing the blue curve. It's the blue one. The blue curve is actually y equals 3 to the x over 5 to the x minus 1. And the green curve is going to be 2 to the 1 minus x. And there's a point of intersection over here. That point of intersection over here is what we're suggesting it is. It's when x equals that number. Thank you.